It took me and my mate more than 500 hours to create this. And then we lost it all. Hold on, let's rewind a bit to understand how we got here. Pixelmon, you've seen it plenty of times. What if I told you you're missing the full potential of this beautiful mod? Years ago, I found the key to playing this mod at its peak. You know how you and your friends go through a Minecraft phase every few months? Well, that was me and my mates. The year of 2020 was different, however. Because one of my mates suggested that, why don't we do a Pixelmon server with everyone instead of the usual vanilla? And thus, it was born. About 9 of us played for a solid week, catching and training up our team before battling each other in a climactic double elimination tournament. But we didn't stop there. We went on to do this another 5 times. The 4th time stood out, however. See, look, with each server, me and my mate, who, you know, were decent builders, we would build a small hub at spawn for our mates and us. And with each server, it got bigger and bigger until the 4th server, I decided to take it a step further. Through a tool called World Painter, a Minecraft terrain editor, I taught myself how to create not just a hub, but an entire island. From there, me and my friend would go to each biome on the island and add a tiny town and 8 gyms as well as an Elite 4. Classic Pokemon game stuff. These last 2 servers were the best experience everyone's had yet. So the day came where I decided to take it up a notch yet again. This time, like the last, I designed a new map, bigger and more thought out, having a snake-like design to enable more linear progression through the map. Me and my friend brainstormed the locations and structures that were to be built. And not only did we realize that there was a lot more stuff to be built than last time, but also the scale at which we were building had effectively tripled. This was gonna take a lot longer to make. My friends kept asking,
when's the new Pixelmon gonna be finished?
I kept telling them, oh, you know, couple months. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. We realized that this wasn't just a Pixelmon world that we messed around with our friends anymore, or even just a Minecraft map. I soon realized what I was doing was essentially creating my own Pokemon game, but in Minecraft. I found myself getting excited over countless ideas about an ongoing plot involving other dimensions. I had many nights where I'd literally lie in bed unable to sleep as my mind wouldn't stop thinking of new ideas that I could implement into the game. I want you to understand, when one of these ideas would pop up, I'd have to write it down. So like any sane person, each time I'd have an idea, I'd get out of bed to reach my phone, which was plugged in on charge across the room, of course, and then proceeded to type my thoughts down on my phone's notes app, squinting my eyes, knowing I'm definitely not going to be able to sleep and will probably have to get up again. I became obsessed with this project. And so you're probably wondering, with a project filled with this much passion, how could I let it slip? How could I possibly lose it? Well, moving forward over the span of 4 to 6 months, my mate and I effectively built 2/3 of the map. Not only that, but I had written and finished several quest lines and NPCs for the first 4 biomes of the map. We were on track to reach completion in no time, until something hit us. Something we had disregarded and brushed off. Burnout. It hit both of us gradually, but once we were feeling it, we knew we had to take a break from building. I wonder if you see what's coming next. Me and my friend mutually agreed to postpone finishing the map till a later date. And so, months go by. The server which my mate was paying for lay dormant, and eventually he stopped paying the subscription because he doesn't want to waste the money. It's not like we were using it anyway. And I told him, man. I told him, make a backup. Well, I'm sure you can guess. Yeah, he never did. And after around 5 months, I felt like it was time to, you know, reignite the project again. We were ready. And that was when the grand realization hit me. If the Minecraft server subscription had stopped being paid for, and no backup was made, is the world even saved anywhere? Oh god. I raced onto my PC and immediately went to our server provider's website to contact customer support. And after a 30-minute text conversation, he broke the news to me that after 1 month of the server going offline, they delete all the data. Which I mean is fair enough. It's completely our fault. The world was gone. Forever. All that work. Nights grinding away building, chatting away about the massive lore, nights spent making a project come to life. Home alone, sitting at my desk, I let out a nice But this isn't where the story ends. Because despite losing everything, this was potentially the best thing that could have happened. What? Let me explain. One of the last things we did on this server before logging off was tour all of our builds. To our surprise, looking at our builds from early on, they were horrible. We're not pro builders by any means, but we'd realized that for our standard that we'd improved a lot over the course of building the world. This gave us one silver lining. If we were to remake the world, our own Pokemon game would be so much better now compared to before that we'd do it that much more justice. So, the rebuild was considered. Now ending the second last year of high school, this time I bought the server, swearing to make backups and not repeat the same mistakes as before. We got to work. Our scale had once again doubled and we were building bigger towns than ever before. I kept adding and tweaking the storyline, adding plot twists and grand revelations for the player to discover. Over a couple of months, we managed to complete the first 4 biomes: the plains, the swamp, the oak forest, and the dark oak forest respectively. By this point, our final year of high school on the horizon, we decided we'll take another break. This time, I made sure to make a backup of the world, and we left it. Just a few months ago, having graduated high school, we hopefully for the last time commenced the rebuild. That brings us to today, now approaching the completion of the 5th biome, the desert. What's the moral of the story? Well, if you're spending hundreds of hours working on something, it's a good idea that you make even just one backup, in case, everything gets deleted.